Rugby League is back.
Drum roll, please.
You're a true Warriors fan.
I have no recollection of that hot take.
We don't all have to agree.
It's good to be back.
It's just a really boring thing.
Oh, no.
Start winning some games.
I think there'll be a lot of changes to the team.
I've got them making the 8 for mine.
Let's go. Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Advantage Line, TAB's Rugby League betting podcast. My name is Karl. That is Paul Mawate. And I was going to say something, but I won't. How you going, man?
Wait a minute. What were you going to say? You can't say this. Oh, I was going to say something, but
No, I realised last week I started the show saying that we'd gone viral, our little video at the Warriors, and then I was going to say something similar, but realised we've already been there. Say something.
double viral. Hey, like double platinum.
Maybe it's blowing up. People genuinely think Paul played for the Warriors, and
Oh, look, it's not too far from what could have been the truth, to be fair.
Should we ask a former Warrior himself, Blake Ashford, joins the pod this week? Blake, would you believe Paul played for that original team?
I would. I've actually scoured that video a couple of times and saw the goose step Paul put on, maybe a step or two. So, like, the body's not too far from peak performance, I don't believe, Paul. Just from seeing you in the soccer videos and alike, I think, athletic is your middle name.
Skillful. Yeah, you're right there, Blake. 100%. Now, that's coming from someone who played the game. So I can understand why. I was really, really keen to catch up with the old boys as well. Yeah, let's see what we can do. in
Quick
Vegas. Oh, too soon? Yeah. How about Vegas?
Speaking of Vegas, another man that will be doing everything possible to get there, I'm sure. A great man, Nick Tedeschi. Teddy,
Do you need me to act as an original bouncer? It's one of the old strip clubs there. Do you need me to act like an old croupier from the movie Casino? What do you need from me, Karl, to get me to Vegas? Because I am in.
I don't know where we're at, what we're doing, but yeah, look, Vegas it's on the radar, should we say? Confirmed yesterday by NRL. Raiders, Wars, Sharks, and Panthers.
Warrington, Wigan,
and
the Gillaroos and the English women's team.
heck of a lineup.
I can see the headlines now. Man and Bulldogs top jumping through the Bellagio fountains. Arrested.
I'll tell you what, Paul. If there's a top 10 list of betting on what I'll get arrested for, jumping through the Bellagio fountains won't be in that. won't be high up in the market. There's a tip.
I don't really know.
We've taken you off course, haven't we?
We have, yeah. Anyway, Vegas, the Advantage Line. Watch out. Maybe we can dream.
Yeah.
Quick one to kick things off. Divided opinion, and I'm sure we might get a divided opinion this week. The statement: the bunker is gone. We need to either lose it, or I propose we hold a social competition each week for you and 3 mates to be the NRL bunker for the game of your choice. It has to be a neutral game. Booze and snacks are provided. I think
booze and snacks are already provided from the results that we get.
I think we get a better result if us four, if we're in the bunker having a little party, a completely neutral game. It's absolutely shocking. And if you're not aware of what I'm referring to, our Warriors got done by the bunker, a vicious headbutt from your man Jermaine Salmon Teddy. And Te Maire Martin was not penalised. He's since been stood down for 2 weeks. Absolutely just gutting. Yours, please, Teddy.
Look, it reminds me of 1988 when Hillary Hanley viciously headbutted Terry Lance forearm. And Te Maire Martin standing there just viciously headbutted poor old James Salmon as he come through, launched like a missile. No, in all seriousness, that was absolutely disgraceful. Chris Butler has spotted his whistle for the last 25 minutes. It happens with on-field referees. Adam G, who I think is probably the best on-field official, has been very ordinary in the bunker for the last little bit, and that was abhorrent. Now, the Warriors definitely should have got a shot at a goal to win that game. That was absolutely stiff there. Do it shoot in the bunker? No, because the bunker in itself is just a bit of technology, is just a head of technology that's actually making it easier. Do I think we should get rid of everyone involved, every human element involved, including Graham Annesley? 100% we should, because his justification on Monday was embarrassing. He should have attended his resignation straight away. You have a bunker where millions of dollars have been invested in this. All we have heard since Todd Greenman put it in was the level of technology we get. We get every camera angle. We get this, we get that. We get a higher definition than you get on television. All this stuff. And then to say, we didn't get a good angle and, we were looking at the high stuff, not the late stuff. That is ridiculous. There's one senior referee in there. There's 4 people in there every time. It is absolutely abhorrent. That was everyone. Like, I'm there watching with my 7-year-old son, diehard Bulldogs fan, and he goes, "I think there might be a penalty, Dad." Mate, I reckon that might be a penalty. I think we're in big trouble here. Could not believe it.
Put them in the bunker now. Put them in. We've found one.
I say that, like, I've said this for a long time. You would be better off. You would get better results in the bunker if you put a Twitter poll out and the first 100 fans got to decide, even if all the fans involved were those from the game. Like, you would get less bias. Like, it is absolutely embarrassing. And what just makes it worse is Annesley coming out after the fact and justifying it. There's no accountability. There's no transparency. Did you also notice that was one of the incidents that almost all year Annesley did not play the audio from the bunker during the press conference? And they always, in that press conference, is playing the audio from the bunker at the same time. No audio. Just goes to show how gone the people in the bunker now are. Zero Tackle, through the website, had an article come out where it said the next press conference Graham Annesley has should be to resign. And I could not agree more. The only thing I'll disagree with is he doesn't deserve a press conference to resign. He's just be handing his letter right now.
It was an act of thievery of the highest degree, and I'm not sure if there are different degrees of thievery, but if there is, then
aggravated thievery, Paul.
Highest order of thievery, and I agree with Teddy. The excuse from Annesley afterwards was just diabolical. It's like sending the police getting a call out for a house that's being robbed, and they get there and they step over a dead body, check the house out, nothing's been stolen, and they report back, no, everything's all good here, and nothing's been stolen, as they step over the dead body to go back to their police. This is just ridiculous.
We've lost the plot.
Mate.
We're gone.
That is a great analogy, Paulie. I love that. I'm
We
totally
were
with
just
his.
looking we were looking for the stolen goods. We didn't think about the dead body we stepped over. Fair enough, Tim. I'm done. That's it. Sorry, Blake.
No, I'm with you. And look, the thing, I don't think you can get rid of the bunker, because personally, I think there's too many calls they do get right when it comes to situations. But what I want to see is that there's strict guidelines where they can come in and they can't. Because if you're going back 2 tackles to penalise Marcelo Montoya for a high shot, that's okay, but you've got to do that and be consistent with it. Otherwise, just stay out of the game and come in on try-scoring situations, and that's it. I just think that they need to stick to those certain things where, you're not coming in for a foul play 2 or 3 plays ago, watching the game 10 seconds slower so you can get in the referee's ear and call. Like, understandably, they're all going to be referees. They're all going to get, they're all going to be humans. They're going to get things wrong, but there has to be strict guidelines on when they can come in and when they can't. And like, all to your guys' point, Annesley, so you're telling me that Salmon's getting 2 to 3 weeks for a late shot, basically. That's basically what he was saying. It wasn't high, it was late, but we'll give him 2 to 3 weeks because he was late. Like, I mean, yeah. I'm pretty fed up. And look, I don't want to get too far into it, because I've just come off that roller coaster where I felt good. Then I saw the 2 to 3 weeks Instagram post that got me rolled up again. I've had 2 days to sort of recover, just been drinking the water, the H2O, getting my mind right. And I'm just trying to stay calm here, Karl, and not get too fed up with it.
I want you to get fed up.
I'll give you one solution, guys, that I think would work. Or would work in reducing the bunker impact on the game, to Blake's point. There should be audio that you can listen to live from the bunker the entire way through the game. Full transparency, so you can see how much they are talking to this referee and the advice that they are giving. Because at one point on the weekend, on the late game, Sunday Raiders Knights, I was sure Jared Sutton asked Casey Badge of something in the bunker, and he rolled his eyes. I was just like, even he's had enough of this rubbish. like there's too much. My only question out of this whole Salmon incident, though, is Raymond Salmon has been so bad for the Bulldogs. Can we just add the suspension on after he recovers from injury? Do we need to get him back? Can we not allow this to be served concurrently?
Yeah, that incident is a win-win for the Dogs. They come in with the and they come out without Salmon for a few weeks as well.
Is it? One of the great weeks, because he almost, you can talk about that incident costing the Warriors, and it certainly did well. Jamin Salmon's stupidity throughout the entire game pretty much cost the Bulldogs. Put the Warriors back in the game with some of his ridiculous penalties and horrific errors.
Yeah. Like, quick one for you. You played for a couple of teams. When you were with the Warriors, did you ever feel like there was, you'd get more bad calls than at other teams? Or is it just the Warriors fans are so sick for Warriors that we hold on to everything?
Look, I suppose as a player, you feel dudded whenever you get those decisions wrong. But you got to remember, Karl, I was in a lot of teams that were pretty bad, so it felt like I was always getting bad calls. When you're down the bottom of the ladder, you always seem to, get those bad calls, and I was in plenty of them. So it wasn't just the Warriors. Back into the Tigers and the Sharks, I think we were on a spoon. So I always felt I was getting dudded. But to your point, as a Warriors fan and a couple other teams fans now, I like the Panthers, the Roosters, the Tigers, all these teams, Para. I do feel like the Warriors do get dudded a bit as a fan, but, and it's evident. But I suppose every team and every fan feels the same.
You're in some good teams too. Benji made you look good for a few years.
Oh, did he what? And me a career.
Not the other way around.
The other way around, maybe.
Okay.
All right. Good chat. Let's go betting recap, Paul. How did we go last week? I know the Sunday try scorer bingo did not hit.
No, it didn't. Right, let's go. We'll start with Blake. So Blake had 2 bets. A fairly simple double to start with. Sharks to win and Dragons plus 15.5. Well, neither of those struck. So
typical Dragons.
Down again. And then he had, 5-leg anytime try scorer multi. Johnston, Mulitalo, Warbrick, Felt, Lomax, Marju. Actually, that's a 6-legger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-legger. Anyway, that was no good as well. Blake is now down just under $700 for the season. So I get the feeling he's going to start swinging for the rafters the next few weeks to try and get back in the good.
Whoever loses this overall season tally has to pay for the trips to Vegas.
Definitely be swinging, but no, he'll just want to finish second to last.
It's got to be faster than the slowest man, guys.
Surly, we did get a couple of selections from Surly. He had the Bunnies minus 3.5 into the Roosters, into the Sharks, unfortunately, and then he had the Sea Eagles into the Wars. No good on.
I think we could probably give him a half win for that.
Well, yeah. Well, it didn't win.
Should have.
So he didn't get anything for that. He is now $66.03 up for the season. Karl, 3 bets, 1 win. South to win by 13 or more, 70 on that.
Thank you.
Then he had a same game multi in that game. Latrell, Johnston and Whiten all to score tries, no good. And then you had,
AJ.
Yeah, who would have thought?
They're not passing the ball this year. They're going the other way.
if the one player you think is a lock-in for that, he's the one that misses out. And then he had the Sunday try bingo as well, no good. Karl's now up 872.11 for the season. Teddy, 4 bets, and it was so close to getting the sweep.
Did I not get the swing?
Controversy.
I might have got a bad line here, I'm guessing.
Knights minus 4.5.
Oh, dearie, man. I don't remember that. I thought it was 3.5. I backed 3.5. Paul on the button.
Yeah, you belong in the bunker.
Go to the bunker.
Anyway, yeah. You had Souths minus 3.5 into the Titans plus 7.5. That was good. And then you had Souths minus 3.5 into the Knights minus 4.5. And then you had the treble and the other double. So you got one of the doubles up, and you are currently up 245.60 for the season. I had 3 bets. Sunday try bingo, no good. And then my hunch bet, Lomax into Taruva, and Taruva didn't actually start, so I put it down as a loss anyway. And then Lomax.
Did Lomax do you?
No. Lomax into Starb into Warbrick.
What a hunch.
All righty. Look, the hunches are good. It's just my ability to decipher the hunches, and I'm not doing that correctly at the moment, but I'm going to get on.
You're not the only one struggling to decipher your hunches, Paul. The 5-minute rambler winner last week. I've still got no idea what Caitlin Clark assists.
How many assists did she have?
She had 11. So I split them in 2.
Why did you ask?
Sorry.
First half and 5 second half assists. So I took games 5 and 6. Anyway, let's move on. I'm down 587.36 for the season. Round 19 coming up. Let's do it.
Before we talk about the tipping comp, while we're talking about your hunch, do you have a hunch this week?
I may have. I don't want to say it at the moment.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we might circle back.
Because I'm trying to decipher it.
Goodness me. Tipping. Teddy, I know you're pumped to talk about this. Blake is sitting 37th overall. I am 35th overall. So any time I'm beating Blake is a good time. Paul's not on the first page, so I'm not even going to go look. But the great man, Nick Tedeschi,
What? Are you
is solo second. He is solo second. He's 5 points behind our leader, Shark 8025. But he is solo second. No, he's not. He's tied for second with 4 other people. So
Yeah, but
one other person.
How unfortunate he's not eligible for the
I was
prize.
about to say, this is the best spot I can finish, Paul. Because if I finish first and don't get the coin, I'm going to be absolutely livid. And the legal team might have another issue to deal with. That was a good week. I think I went pretty close to. I don't know how many I got. I think I went pretty close to hitting the board last week.
You got
7, maybe 6.
so points. You hit 7 out of 8. Points wise, you got 8.5. And
I still don't know how that works. But anyway.
I don't either. The winning, the person who got the week got 12 points.
You get 10. I think it's 10 either side of the margin.
He picked all 8. I should say they. Not sure he or she. They picked all 8. They got a couple of match point bonuses, and you get 2 points for hitting the Grand Slam for getting all 8.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So I got one more win. It would have been a bit better for me.
Paul actually had a good week too. He picked 6 of 8. He's on the first page of that report.
What?
Of last week. 6 of 8.
Yeah, well, I remember.
Someone else must have done those.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, here we go. This is, yeah.
And then Blake.
Talk about legal team.
Yeah. I got 5 or 6, and Blake was the same. Anyway.
Well, I guess the Bulldogs being the Warriors probably helped me a little bit there.
Yeah.
No more discussion on that?
No. Well, It's actually a great segue because I'm going to go straight into the game's recap. And that was the first game I wanted to recap in a bit more detail. We obviously touched on the bunker and the issues there. But Warriors Dogs, I was saying to Blake before we hit record, might be one of the best games of rugby league I've ever seen. Despite the that incident, it was end-to-end stuff. The ball was in play for a long, long time at points. The guy, like both teams out on their feet, digging in on both sides of the balls. The Warriors lost their back three to injury.
How many times has that happened in I can't remember where the whole back three have gone off.
Well, Mars and DWZ got sin bin the other week. It was close. The debut of Leka Halasima. Oh my goodness, he looks like a gun. Comes straight out, runs straight over top of Hayward. Then he busts through Cherry and Wilson, goes around Tracy like, should have scored. How did he not score? But like forgetting that to come on in that kind of situation and sort of stand up and make almost household names of the NRL look like children Webby's got to find a spot for him, surely. Teddy, your thoughts on the game?
Well, first of all, let's not bury the lead. Matt Burton kicked the winning field goal and golden point for the second week in a row. So, yes, this is a New Zealand centric podcast, but Matt Burton did play the hero and he kicked another stunning field goal. He banked off the post again for his second golden point, I think, in 8 days. So, I will take some objection to calling Blake Wilson and Bailey Hayward household names.
Nearly household names.
As well. It was, for mine, the best regular season game of Scenery. Best regular season. I haven't talked much about how the luxury. It was a great game. They had finals football atmosphere all over it. It was hard-edged. It was tough through the middle. There was blood everywhere. There was like a lot of skill being shown from both sides. Like it was just an absolutely super game. Like it just, there was a real air of desperation about it. And yeah, I'll leave you guys probably talk about the Warriors and losing their back three, which was a little unfortunate. But from a Dogs point of view, I thought the Dogs were far from their best. But a couple of things to take from it: their defensemen's premierships. Defense is like, if you go back to, I think, until about 2006, I think the premiership is almost exclusively won by a top two defensive team. Nearly every grand final spot is filled by a top 3 or 4 defensive team. Also the second best defensive side this year. And again, they bend, and they were pretty easy to get through for the first 80 metres of the field. They do not break that often. And it was super impressive on the board. The more I watch them, the more excited I am for them. And look, obviously unfortunate Jamin Sanders busted his jaw, but seeing Jacob Preston come straight back in for him is a massive, massive, massive upgrade to the football intelligence of that team. So, I love it. I don't know what Josh Curran has to do to start a game. He does a magnificent job when he gets on there. Bloke could play 80 minutes in the middle or on an edge. Just get him on the field more, because the Bulldogs are a better team with him there. You mentioned Leka Halasima. I'm not sure I pronounced that correctly, but he was unbelievable. I don't know how you don't play him this week. Like he the way he was picking the ball up, I just had on to be telling, like he was just, there was a casualness to it that was just like, you don't look like a debutant. You know? And kind of just on that, Mitch Barnett getting his Origin call up. Couldn't be more thrilled for him. Absolutely deserves it. He has certainly emerged to me as one of the, I wouldn't say he's the best prop. I wouldn't say he's the best back rower, but I'd say he's kind of getting to that kind of probably second tier of just like really, really good at both positions, which having that flexibility, incredible. Like he's so versatile that he started the game playing half an hour in the middle, went to an edge when Jackson Ford came on, went back to the middle. Like
he spent some time in the centre too, didn't he?
He may well have. So, And that's something the Dogs are going to get better at, exploiting weaknesses. They had the three outside backs went down, and the Bulldogs aren't playing wide. Just like maybe throw a few bombs up to the wingers every now and then. They've got no idea what they're doing. But, great game of footy though. Can't speak high enough. I thought it was. I would go and sit there and watch the game again right now.
Just before I give Blake you the floor, you touched on defense, Teddy. I just need to point out that Warriors better tackle efficiency and miss less tackles. Blake, yours, please.
But the only thing that matters with defence is points conceded, Karl, and you conceded 13, and the Bulldogs conceded 12.
And it was at that point that Teddy realised his Vegas dream was over.
I'll get to that soon, Karl. But firstly, on the game, I just think, look, you go back and you look at the game. The Bulldogs' attack wasn't there. They scored 2 50-50 plays. Burton goes for the intercept. If he doesn't get it, Roger scores. And in the other one, it's a kick on the last tackle, and kick out was just better in the air. So, you get those opportunities and you got to make it when you can. So kudos to the Bulldogs for that. But their attack really wasn't there. Or maybe you can say the defense of the Warriors was there throughout the game. And look, definitely to everyone's point, definitely felt like semi-finals atmosphere. And it did for a lot of games over the weekend. If you look at some of those games, they were right down to the wire. Definitely teams are starting to get desperate. But with that, you've already pointed out, I think, all the players that come on and just did a job. I saw someone have SBW vibes written under Leka Halasima when he went into the centres, like debut vibes.
Don't insult the young man like that.
Debut vibes. But look, and the only criticism I have of the Warriors, a lot of people have been hounding on about SJ and things like that. Sean would have kicked a field goal. He would have got a team into a position with 10 to 15 minutes to go and kicked the field goal. So the Warriors had maybe 5 or 6 sets in the last 20 minutes inside the Bulldogs half. And not once did they set up for a field goal till it was probably too late. And it's never too late to kick a field goal. Too early to kick a field goal, because what you do is you kick a field goal, the other team's already thinking, okay, we're behind. We have to get back down there. We have to either score or kick a field goal. So that was my only criticism of the game, of those two young halves, that they just need to learn to set up, even running it on the last play when they were 10 metres out. They're just trying to go for that too much. But apart from that, I think it sets them in good stead, get this week off and looking forward. The question I have around the Bulldogs is, we look back to their season, we tend to do this. We do this with the Sharks and teams like that. Who have the Bulldogs really beaten? They beat the Roosters by 30 to 26 when they led by 30 or something at halftime on a rainy night. They beat the Sharks 15-14 last week after Nico Hines missed a field goal from 10 metres in front. Apart from that, every other team they've beaten is outside the top 8. So, yeah. I mean, just going to that point, the Bulldogs, you can only beat who's in front of you, which is a fair point. So they've been doing their job. Their defence has been better. They are better than last year. I'm pointing to that. I just think that if the Warriors if it went 13-13, there was no injuries, the Warriors run away with that game on the weekend. I think with those players in certain positions, they were starting to get on top. They just needed players to ice it. And you could see at the back end of the game, you had people running all over the show, communication, not training in their right positions. And I know you do have to adjust, but like you said, Barnett capable of playing in centres, who started in the front row. So that would be my only criticism of the Warriors. And then looking at the Bulldogs, who have they really beaten this year?
You mean State of Origin centre, Kurt Capel?
Yep.
Playing in the centres.
Yeah. But he trained all week with Queensland in the centres. He didn't train with the Warriors in the centres.
I still don't know how he's a State of Origin centre, but anyway. We'll get to that a bit later. In fairness to the Bulldogs, that unwarranted criticism of attack on poor old Canterbury Bankstown just doing their best as the fairy tale team this year. They did go down to Melbourne by 2, and were very stiff in that game, and pushed Penrith to 6 points at Penrith Stadium as well. So I agree. I'm certainly with you to Canterbury on that top level. Canterbury on that top level of size. I don't think anyone at the Bulldogs is talking about them in the Penrith Roosters
Storm
mould. Yeah, Storm mould. But this has been a huge improvement, and I think they're a legitimately good side, and they are a legitimate top 8 team. And take away that result, they're a better team than the Warriors this year. Come on.
For yours. Anything to add to that game, Paul?
No. Well, I think we've
done it to death.
We've covered it to death now.
Yep. I'm going to forego the rest of the games this week because I want to look back on some preseason chat we had, fellas, and the ladders that we predicted, where everyone's sitting, and then also have a look at some futures betting that we had $100 each. Just kind of see where we're at and how we're feeling about that. So, couple of notes from the ladders and comparisons from last year to this year. At this time last year, 22 points had you either 6th, 7th, or 8th on the ladder. This year, 5th and 6th. 4 points separate 6th and 13th this year and last year, same point the competition, and 5 points separate 6th and 14th both years. And this may seem like Warriors bias, but a little note: Knights at this point last year were sitting 14th. They were on 17 points. They went on a hell of a run and made the 8. I think they finished 5th on 35 points. Just saying, Warriors are in the same spot. Hey?
Warriors, we'll get final tickets now.
Moral. Only the Panthers, Sharks, and Storm were in the 8 this time last year that are there again this year. And 32 points got you into the 8 last year with a 13 and 11 record. That was 7th and 8th. So with that, the current ladder, I've broken it out into quadrants. Again, bottom 5, next 4, next 4, next 4. So we'll start from the bottom up. The current ladder: Tigers in last, Eels, Titans, Warriors, Bunnies. Blake, do you recall your bottom quadrant?
I definitely know the Eels weren't in there. I don't think the Tigers were either, to be fair. I know the Titans may have been. 1?
Titans, 1. You've got 1 in there. That's the Titans. You had the Dragons last, running 1 win overall.
Yeah.
You also had the Raiders, Knights, Titans, and Dogs.
Still possible.
Teddy, you know how many you've got in that bottom quadrant correct?
I have the Tigers correct. Maybe the Titans correct. I don't know if I had the Titans that low, but I think I had the Knights, Dragons. I had Raiders last, and trust me, they're falling pretty quickly to that spot. But I don't think everyone will be able to get past them now. It's and the Knights and Dragons.
So you're correct in saying Tigers and Titans. Those are the 2 you've got correct.
Yeah.
The other 3 you had Raiders, Dragons, Dogs.
Oh, well, I certainly wasn't expecting what we're saying, so I knew they were down there.
Sealy's got 2 right as well. He's got the Tigers and Titans. He also had the Dragons running last, Raiders in there, and Dogs also. Paul, you got yours?
I had...
Gee, that looks professional.
From the bottom of the table up, Titans, Tigers, Raiders, Dragons, Dogs.
So you've also got 2, Titans and Tigers. And I've got 2. I've got the Tigers and the Eels. I had Dragons running last, Raiders, Tigers, Dogs, Eels. Next lot: Raiders, Broncos, Dragons, Knights. Blake, any idea if you've got any right?
I had the Knights, I believe. That might be the only one. No, I don't think I got any. I think I even had the Storm coming 9th.
You did have the Storm coming 9th.
You need someone on the show like that, though, that just outrageous takes just to keep everyone laughing. Yeah.
Played the game, doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. Like that.
You did have. I've put a note here. So you had Tigers, Dolphins, Sharks, Storm.
Yeah.
And that 9th to 12th bracket, I'll just say 3 of those are in the top 8. But you also had a note: Tigers will be inside the 8 halfway through the competition. Has not happened.
No, it hasn't. I think maybe first 2 rounds, possibly, or round
Maybe.
1.
They got hammered. They had the bye in round 1, so they were not.
Yeah.
And then they got hammered by the Raiders, and I think they've recovered since.
Teddy, do you know how many you've got?
I think I'd only have the Knights in that because I had the Dragons and Raiders in the bottom. And I had the finished with the Broncos. I think I was low on the Broncos and nearly everyone else. I think I had them 6th or 7th, but I didn't have them going this bad.
You are correct with the Knights. You also had Manly, Cowboys, and Eels. And that's
Mainly Cowboys were possibly there last week. They've been bobbing up and down between 6th and 10th all year.
Yes. Searley's got 1 here, the Knights as well. He also had Parramatta, Dolphins, and Manly.
You know, I mean, I had Cowboys, Knights, Eels, Sharks.
Yep. So also 1 for the Knights.
And the Sharks will fall out of the 8.
Okay. And I had the Titans, Knights, Dolphins, Manly. So I got 1 there too. Into the top 8. Cowboys, Manly, Dolphins, Dogs.
I think I got 2 in this one. I think I had the Cowboys and the Seagulls. I think I might have also tipped the Broncos and Panthers to finish 5th.
Correct. 2. Teddy, do you know where you're at?
I think I would have only had the Dolphins here. I think I had Souths and the Broncos and maybe we also have like Warriors 8th. I'm gonna have the Warriors in that, yeah.
Yeah.
Warriors
Yeah,
leading me down. Yes.
Warriors are 7th.
The Warriors 7th.
Dolphins, Warriors, Broncos, Bunnies.
Are we doing bets after this? Pre-season bets after this as well? I think our
Yes.
Dolphins are going pretty well.
Stand by. Just relax.
Let's get you an answer over here. Come.
I can see that. They're fidgety. Searley had the Sharks, Bunnies, Broncos, and Cowboys, so he's only got 1. Paul.
I had the Dolphins, the Sea Eagles, the Roosters, and the Rabbitohs.
Correct. So you've got 2. I only had 1. I had the Cowboys, Bunnies, Broncos, and Sharks. So Cowboys there for me. Top 4 currently: Sharks, Roosters, Panthers, Storm. From 4th to 1st.
Yep.
Blake.
I think I had Roosters minor premiers, and then I would have had Warriors, Bunnies, and the Parramatta Eels.
That is correct. So you've only got 1. Teddy.
I think I had them all.
You've got them all.
Oh, Teddy. Well done.
4.
Sharkies. Up. I don't know how long they're going to last with Nico Hines.
No, exactly.
Sharkies are down.
I'm glad we're doing it now.
The one good thing for the Sharks is they've got a very, very cushy ride in.
Searley's got 3.
Which continues their cushy ride for the last 2 years, Paul.
Searley's got 3. He's got Storm, Chooks, and Panthers. He also has the Warriors there. Paul, you know what you've got?
Broncos, Storm, Panthers, Wars.
Correct. So you've got 2. And I had 3 as well. I've got Storm, Panthers, Roosters, with the Warriors in there as well. So totals from the bottom up. Blake's sitting on 4 correct quadrants. 4 correct. Yeah. You got 4 teams on the right quadrant. So it's not good. Teddy has got 4, 5, 6, 8. Not bad. Paul, you've got Searley's got 4, 5, 6, 7. Paul, you've got 7. And I have got 7.
That'll change. Sharks is out of the 8. I'm back. I'm storming home.
Can you see a scenario where we get to round 27
And the Warriors
the Wars are outside the 8?
No.
And then get inside the 8, even though they have the bye in round 27?
No, I can't, because they've got the bye this week.
Yep.
They've got the Raiders away, Tigers at home, Eels at home. That's 3 wins.
Gee.
You win 3 in a row, anything's possible. They've got the Finns away, they're falling. Manly's a tough one. And then they've got Dogs at home. Sharks away. Sharks are gone.
Bye in the last round.
So I've got them winning. How many games have they got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got them winning 6 of 7.
What price the Wars minor premiership? That's what I'm looking forward to with this kind of conference.
6 of 7, possibly 7 of 7, including the 2 buys. The Warriors will be inside the top 8.
That's 18 points.
Exactly.
Puts them on 35.
I told you. It's where the Knights finished last year after their big run.
I could
Top
not
5.
get more. I could not. I can't. How much can I max bet Warriors under 35 points? I'll take the even money off and right now.
How's he come up with even money?
He just declared 18. It's an absolute certainty. I think I'm
I
taking
haven't
under.
seen it. I said they're going to get 6 of 7, maybe 7 of 7.
So under 33 points is that the bet?
They will be in the 8 to before the buy is required in the last round. That's my claim. And I know Blake's with
Karl. I'll back you.
Yeah, see,
I
know
crunched some
Blake's
numbers Saturday night, and I had them finishing 8th, but I'm backing you. I reckon they can win. You probably need about 5 or 6 of those games, but I think every game they start, they'll be looking pretty good injury wise.
Well, they've got the best CEO in the business, as per our good friend Teddy Tedeschi.
He's not playing.
Yeah. Yeah, I did write a piece on it the other day ranking the CEOs, and I don't know, you guys mightn't be stunned over there, but over here, I was surprised at how well thought of he is among CEOs, and some of the power games he's played and some of the stuff he's pulled off, including by reports getting Todd Greenberg resold for his inability to get the Warriors over to Australia during COVID. Cameron George, well done to you. So I know he's played a big part in the TRB and racing as well over the years. So, but yeah, real power broker, and by some of the better CEOs, who I kind of went into the piece thinking about were the better CEOs, ranking very highly. And my favourite line of anyone was one of them said, he has rap cunning. That's exactly what I want to see out of a CEO. Just a bit of rap cunning, a bit of just like, you know where the bodies are buried. You do the proper stuff. You wear the tie. You go to the dinners, but you also, you know how to get stuff done in the background. Like I love that. That's exactly what I want to see. That line put him from maybe 2 or 3 to 1 when I heard that.
Rat cunning. Cam George, great guy all round, but rat cunning.
He is a very nice guy.
and everyone did say it. Everyone said he is the nicest of all the CEOs. He's universally liked as one of the nicest. I think like he does. I saw him storm your commentary box, didn't he play recently? Or like he seems like a bit of a man of the people as well.
Certainly is. Yeah. Certainly is a man of people. Maybe it's something to be said from CEOs that come from racing to rugby league. You got Volandis there now doing the thing. Seems to be everyone's cup of tea. Cam George there.
Talk your rat cunning. PBL is that in spades.
We were quick semi on topic, but we were at Mount Smart a few years back with the homecoming series when the Warriors came back from Australia, and we'd some activations in our TAB club rooms that we're involved with. Paul and I were there. I'm not sure if Blake was there for this game or not, but we're sitting there helping out the punters, having a yarn and playing some games and that. And during the game, everyone goes outside to watch, but we're sitting in the lounge watching, and Cam George comes over and he's watching it with us.
He brought us a couple of beers.
Brings over a big thing of beers. He's like, "Oh, tuck in, boys." I'm like, "Oh, we're on the clock." He's like, "Don't be stupid. Have a beer." Right, okay. Yes, sir.
Legend.
Yeah. I didn't turn the beer down.
No. All right. Before we get in trouble, let's move on and have a look at some futures betting. So I was listening to the same pod where we did the ladders, and I've stuck around for another 10 minutes to listen to our futures betting.
Oh dear.
I'll just rattle them off, and I want you to tell me if you think you are still a chance or not. Blake, your first one. Manly is a multi-builder, NRL futures multi-builder. Manly and Eels top 8 Warriors and Chooks top 4. You've got $50 on at 48.31.
Go.
What about can you get some bonus cash? We're getting close.
The Eels, geez, what a letdown that's been. Mitchell Moses' injury and then the bloody Arthur sacking. It's just a shambles, that club.
It is good to see Trent Barrett coaching now. It is a bit sad we've only got 7 or 8 weeks left of this, but it's very exciting.
You've also got $10 on Roosters v Warriors grand final exacta at $91.
Possibility. Yep.
Micah Sivo, top try scorer.
Wow.
$10 at $13.
No, that was obviously a play leading into a Parramatta big year. So that's go again.
He still scored a heap of tries in very few games.
Yeah, he's out. I think
12 tries in 7 or 8 areas.
Yeah, he's got a great strike rate.
Yeah.
And $30 on the Warriors top 4. It was boosted from 360 to 425.
Yeah, nah, look, I just can't see. I know the Sharks will drop, but I just think they're too far back now to get that top 4. Realistically,
when they get those 18 points, they'll finish 5th.
Yep.
Yeah.
So hey, Roosters, Warriors, let's go, boys. Ride it, exacta.
All right, Teddy, you've got 3 bets here. Sharks top 8, $50 on at $1.90.
Look, I would have declared that home 2 weeks ago, and this is like many horses I back. It's about 4 leagues clear at 200, but it is stopping. I actually think Nico Hines being out for a couple of weeks is a positive thing in terms of might steer the ship and all that narrative around his confidence and stuff will stop. But they need him back soon after that, and kind of around 27 when they say he's coming back. It's a long time without him, so a few concerns.
I've just looked at the markets. The Sharks are $1 to finish in the top 8.
Oh, give me the opposite.
They do have an easy draw, like you said, Paul. They do have a very easy draw. So I think they're making the top 8, but yeah, I'm also wanting to win not in this, but also wanting to make the top 4, which I was already counting the cash, and that's a little concerning.
Yeah, they're $11 to miss the 8 if you want to have a little stab. $11.
$1 and $11. Okay. I'll take the
There's a bit of percentage in that market. Let's move on.
That one.
Teddy, you also had Panthers minor premiership, $30 on at $3.20.
Yep, massive runner.
Massive runner.
Yeah.
They're 2 games off with a similar differential with Beck and Cleary missing most of the middle of the season. So, massive chance.
I like
that. They would probably be $1.72. Oh, Paul's probably got it there, but I'd say they're probably a 230 shot now. 220 shot.
What's that for?
Panthers
minor premiership.
Minor premier. Where is it? There's a grand final. To make the grand final, I could actually find I can't find the minor premiership.
That's right.
And you also had the Roosters grand final, $20 on at $4.50.
I laugh.
I'm sorry, Panthers 220.
Laughing the choice.
Yeah. All right, Surly. These must all be top 8, I think. Warriors, Sharks, Storm, Cowboys, and Chooks. $50 on at $6. He's flirting, I would say, with that one.
Not according to you. Not according to you. Not according to you. It's absolute moral from what I'm getting.
Well, Cowboys and Sharks might let him down.
The $1 shot might let him down.
No surprises. He's got $25 on the Warriors, top 4 at $4.25, and $25 on the Warriors to win the whole thing at $18. Paul.
Oh, boy.
4 bets.
Yeah.
$25 on the Titans wooden spoon at $9.50. You'll be pretty happy about that. Won't happen, but you're close.
Well, they're 1 win above the wooden spoon at the moment. The good thing for them is their differential is a lot better than the Eels and the Tigers. But if you factor in the buys that the Eels and the Tigers have left, They're only one win off the wooden spoon. Thank you.
$20 on the Warriors minor premiers at $18.
Okay, that's gone.
$35 on the Warriors
Okay, that's gone.
top 4
Yeah,
At-
I didn't even take the boosted market
at
on.
$3.60. You chose not to take the
I
boosted
said
option.
no boosted market for me.
Weird play. $20 on Manly top 8 into Warriors top 4
Yeah,
at
okay,
$9.
that's gone as well.
And Surly did note after you gave your bets that he was very nervous that Paul was backing the Warriors so heavily.
Oh, so it's okay. So it's my fault.
It's your fault.
Right. Wow.
And then mine, I've got $50 on the Warriors, Storm, Sharks top 8, and Roosters top 4 at $9.73. I'm feeling okay about this. Feeling okay about that.
Declare it, wouldn't you, Karl? Flies home.
The Sharks are the ones that are.
The Sharks. Dollar one shots of the Warriors. Again.
I've also got $20 on the Bunnies, Cowboys, and Sharks top 8. Warriors top 4 at $14. That one's going to be a little bit harder.
Not dead, though. Not dead.
Not dead. And then I've got $30 on the top non-New South Wales team, being the Warriors at $8.50.
Good luck.
That's going to be tough to get home to. I said Broncos and Storm are the two big watch-outs there. Turns out Dolphins as well, maybe. That's
turns out the same top non-New South Wales team that's been there for the last 15 years is still the same top non-New South Wales team.
Yeah. Yep. I'll own that one. Still a chance. All right. Let's do the grid very quickly. Very quickly. This week, across the top, we've got players played for the Eels, has played 200 plus games, has played for the Dragons. Down the left, Corey Norman teammate, has played for the Bunnies, and a Bo Scott teammate.
This is the grid for Tuesday, the 9th of July. So
Thank you.
Stop it now and do it, and then come back and compare your answers with ours.
Test yourself against the best, you could say.
And me.
Teddy, your top row, please.
Eels, Corey Norman teammate Ken Seo, 1.06. 200 plus games, Corey Norman teammate Peter Wallace, 2.38. And Dragons player, Corey Norman teammate Tim Laffey, 2.21.
Oh, jeez.
Nice. Good start. Blake.
Across the top, I've got a brain to start off with. Mr. Fake Injury himself, Kenny Edwards, 0.75. Middle one, I got a wizard, petrol 70 cents a litre, $1.94.
What, 7 a season?
Wow.
Yeah. And the Dragons player was Matt Duffy at 1.40.
Superstar.
Hot.
It gets worse.
Okay. Playing for 4th position, Penny Tedipore, 1.39. Great Cook Islander. Corey Oates, 2.74. Great Jared Beale, 2.86.
I have got the man who loves strapping tape, Kane Evans, 1.61. Josh Maguire, 2.7. And a wizard, one of my faves, Tristan Saylor, 0.26.
Nice. Great get.
Yeah.
Tristan Saylor is your Paul Fatueta.
He is. And he's always a wizard or a brain.
Yeah.
Haven't played much.
No. I think he only played 5 games for the Dragons. And but crossover with Norman was 2 years, I think. Middle row, Ted.
Eels, Rabbitohs, Adam Peake, played for every club in Sydney almost, and the Rams, 4.20. A little bit stiff there. Next one, 200 games, Rabbitohs, got a brain for this one, Michael Crocker, 2.12. And Dragons and Bunnies, Andrew Hart, 1.73.
Blake?
I had Dean Witters, 5.01. 200 gamer Nathan Merritt, 3.22. And the last one I had Ben Rogers, 1.39. The old little bald-headed 5'8".
Great get, Ben Rogers.
Nice.
The blast from the past.
Wade McKinnon, 5.24. Joe Nullival, brain, 2.30. Wes Patton, brain, 0.51.
Milani's airborne at the moment. Where's this come from?
Very
There's
nice.
Patton.
Also went Wade McKinnon, 5.24, one of the great fullbacks. Unicorn, David Kidwell, 1.76. Turns out he's only just played over 200 games. Got lucky there. And Cam McInnes, 6.06. You know when you get someone stuck in your head and you just can't shake them? Like, that was where I was at there. Last row, Ted.
Both squad teammates. Eels player David Gower, 1.72. 200 plus games, both squad teammate, a wizard, Nigel Vungana, 1.32. And Dragons player, both squad teammate, wizard, got into a fight with Braithen Astor. So got something in common. Richie Williams, 0.09.
Wow.
Tried to blue Braithen Astor on end that day.
You say 0.09.
Yeah.
Jeepers
You're
creep.
playing for second, Blake.
Oh, I think I'm well behind you. I think I'm gone.
Yeah. No, I've got first off, I've got a wizard, Kaiser Pritchard, 0.62, Frank's little brother. 200 gamer Trent Merrin, 1.93, and I just got teammate Ben Hornby, 2.16.
I've got big brother Frank Pritchard, 3.28. Mitchell Moses, 2.41. And I was tossing up between two for the last square. Rangy Chase or Chase Stanley. I went with Chase Stanley, 1.17.
Also got Frank Pritchard, 3.28. Darius Boyd, 3.25. And I feel like I should get bonus points for this. I love the family play. Played for the Dragons, both got teammate. Wendell Sailor, 1.17. Father-son combo. Has it been done before?
Very good. Very good. And in a week after LeBron James drafted his kid as well. What a hero.
Exactly. Trending. Totals, Teddy.
16.8.
Had it and lost it. 18.4.
21.9.
Oh, that's your best. Paul wins on handicap here. I don't care. I would have given you plus 40 to start this.
I don't even get close to the podium here. 25.3.
Come on.
That's tough. There's a reason why Blake doesn't get invited back too often, because he knows all these players and it's not fair. Well played. How's that time going? We're well over, aren't we?
We're well over.
Yep.
We've done it again.
We're cooked here. Really, really quickly, Teddy, give us previews looking at this week. Any sort of standout betting takes for some of these games?
Yeah, I'll try and come quickly. Really hard week. Dolphins South, obviously a few outs. We no Hammer, but Jeremiah King also out. Mitchell Murray out for South as well. Dolphins have covered 4 or 5 at Redcliffe. The South have covered 22 or 34 in state and have conceded 16 or fewer in 4 straight weeks. So tough game there. The Sharks Tigers is an interesting one. Notable for the Sharks, they've covered 12 of the last 17 against bottom 4 teams, and they've covered 22 of 39 for loss. Tigers covered 4 of 13 in New South Wales, and just 2 of 6 off scoring 28 or more. So, and a notable one there, bottom 4 teams off a loss, they covered as 42%. So, Sharks play there. Titans Eels. Titans have covered 4 or 5 at home. Covered 4 or 5 conceding 16 or fewer. Covered their last 3 at night. Eels. Trent Barrett's their coach. Won just 13 of 50 his last 63 games. A tear comes to my eye every time I say that, because we're getting 1 week closer to me not being able to use that stat. They've covered one of their last 12 road games. Most notable there, though. Campbell in, Sammy on the bench, Brimson in the 21. I expect all will play. That's huge. So, and no Moses, of course, for the Eels. Broncos, Dragons, heap of people missing here. Walsh, Cobbo carrying Huss for Broncos. Lomax, Hunt for the Dragons. Young Josh Rogers will come in for the Broncos as their halfback. Because I won't give too many opinions here. Broncos do look very, very short for a team so short on talent there. They've covered just one of the last 6 at Suncorp. Underdog covers at 60% when 2 bottom 9 teams play. And the Dragons, very good bounce back team, covered 14 of 21 off a loss of 20 plus. And last game, Manly, Newcastle, Turbo back to fullback for Manly, which is good news, but no DC and Turbo for the Blues. They have lost Tolly Collar as well. Still got Lachlan Croker. Newcastle, best Gagai Ponga out. Not sure the best and Gagai losses are overly concerning, but Manly have covered 7 of the last 9 between these two. But notable, the Knights have covered 13 of their last 15 day games, 10 of their last 13 road games. 28 and 19 against the spread without Kalen Ponga. So we'll get some best bets, but I'm stunned at the betting in those last 2 games, that last one in particular.
Before we do get to the betting, does anyone want to add anything of value?
Just a bit interesting watch. Just an interesting watch with the Sharks, the halves pairing. I think that it could be possible, like a Sean Johnson out, these 2 kids 100%. Get to play freely. So I think Trindle and Atkinson might work well together over the next couple of weeks. Just to watch, though. Something to keep an eye on for the punters.
Well, Atkinson was going pretty good before Trindle came back. So
they must think good of him. They still played him last week out of position.
On the wing, wasn't he?
Yeah. So,
they love him. He's obviously a first grader. And I agree with what Mike. I think that and the kind of pull of not having Nico and his confidence hanging over the team, and how's Nico going to stuff up and all that kind of stuff, which has kind of happened over the last little bit. It had a real impact on them against the Titans, I thought. There was at no point, even when the game was close, it looked like the Sharks looked like they thought they were going to win. So I think sometimes this is a one step back is actually pretty positive from.
Yeah. All right, let's get to betting and wrap this thing up. Start with you, Ted. $100. Where's it going?
I'm gonna have 2 bets. I'm gonna start with I'm gonna have a $50 double on. No, we'll make it a treble. Gold Coast straight out, Dragons plus, Knights plus. So I think that will work out to about $1. That's to about $4.50 something like that. Lovely that number. I'm sure it'll screw me out of the line or something like that. That'll get me. But I'm going to have 50 on the hammer. Just got to try in Origin. $2.30. I'm assuming Origin's okay. Origin's okay to bet.
Yeah. Play on. There is for those that care, there is an Origin match next Wednesday.
You could probably put another Origin bet on next week.
Yeah, we'll cover it briefly next week as well. Blake.
2 bets. Nice, simple. Head-to-head, Titans, Broncos, and Manly. $90 on at $3. And I've looked into some stats this week, so you'd be proud of me, you 2 stat men there. I've gone a try scorers multi once again, just $10 on. Sione Katoa, 7 tries, 7 appearances at against these guys. I've got Bostock to score. Khan Pereira, 16 tries, 16 appearances. Another to score. Corey Oates, Ravalawa's back, so he'll be scoring on Michaeli Ravalawa out there. And Jason Saab just scores at Pines Park. So Katoa, Bostock, Khan Pereira, Oates, and Saab all to dot down.
This must be every winger in the comp playing this week, is it?
Close to it, but I looked into some stuff, mate. Be proud of you. Proud of me.
Nice. Where are you going, Paul?
Okay, I'm going to go with my hunch this week.
Strap in, folks.
Just one bet. It's really simple. Listen up. Buckle in for this one. Okay, so we've got a little NRL fantasy league going at work here. straight after the final game of the last round, I had lost by 2. However, with the recount, I actually won that match by 12. Right, so 12 and bright lights, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. Cool. Now, I've also seen on social media this week a guy who's pulling a shark by the tail, trying to get it back in the water. He goes a wee bit too far. He keeps trying to guide the shark into the water, and the shark does get refloated, but he turns around and bites the man. So I'm going to take shark number 12 to score a try this week. That's T. Wilton. $100 on, $3.20. That's my hunch.
So people have gone through an hour 8 waiting for our tips, waiting for our well-considered, thought-out, how you approach the game. You're watching the game, you're digging into the numbers, and you see a social media video of a shark biting a bloke, and you had to recount it the other way, and that's where you're throwing your 100. That's what the punters are listening for.
I think that's why we keep you two, or you guys are on there, the stat people, and then me and Paul just get to make stuff up.
Teddy, there's a reason why.
Two ex-players can do what they like, can't they?
I say there's a reason why you and I are the only ones in the positive, Teddy.
Look,
I'm betting.
I've already got something worked out for us, Karl, in Vegas. We've got to try and convince a few Americans that I was a punter for the not the Las Vegas Raiders, but the Oakland Raiders back in the 80s. Came out of the Aussie system. Bang. Was a punter for the Oakland Raiders.
I think the Raiders had a famous kicker who only had half a foot and used to you had a boot that was made up. So if you were really committed to the piece, Paul,
when you go visit your mate the shark.
I know a guy with a shark. Yeah.
Off the rails. This is what happens when we go over an hour. We lose everything. If anyone cares, I'm going to have a couple of bets this week. I'm going to go. I think I'm going to ride the Bunnies train. They've won 5 straight. I think this is a good matchup. I think it's a good game to test where both teams are at. I'll take the Bunnies plus into the Sharks minus 50 on that. And then I'm going to have 50 on the Bunnies 1 to 12 at 340.
Ooh, 1 to 12. Commit to the piece, Karl.
I've got nothing. It's not a piece.
13 plus. 13 plus.
I don't think they're going to win 13 plus.
No, I like that Bunnies bet. I'm a bit surprised the Bunnies won the way it has. Like Dolphins open slight favourites. They're at the 4.5 point favourites now. They've lost two of their spine.
Mm.
I know Latrell's out, but still got a fair amount of talent there. White and Walker and Keon and Cookie.
Yeah, they're flying. Like I said, they've won 5 in a row. Like they're up and about. The top 8 is a very real chance for them, but they've got to keep winning.
This will be a game where A does score.
Yeah, probably. All right, we got any promos this week?
Yep. What have we got? We've got the Oval Ball Mega Multi. Get up to $50 bonus cash back, 1 per day. And we've also got the 3 or more legs same game multi bonus cash back, up to $50 Thursday to Sunday, 1 per day. Check out all the T's and C's at the TRB website. R18, bet responsibly.
Very nice. And yeah, we'll touch on Origin next week. Queensland $1.82, New South Wales $2. Betting is all available. All the player markets are out, so go have a look if you want to now.
T. Wilton, immoral, gets on.
He's not immoral. Please gamble responsibly.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time today.
Excellent. It's been a
Sorry
good
we
one.
lost the there at the end. Teddy, likewise. Enjoy your holiday.
Pleasure. Yeah, enjoying it. About to go fishing, so.
Oh, no, hopefully no sharks.
I won't be guiding into the water if it does. I don't know what would be the bigger punishment: losing a hand or having to hear Paul ramble on about his hopes for next week.
absolutely the latter of that. Paul, thank you for your hard work and insight.
Yeah, cheers.
And for the punters, thank you. We'll be back next week to do it all again. Cheers.
We've gone way over.